appliance for $50 during our trade-in sale. No one else saves you more time from shopping to free professional delivery like Warner Stellian. Put us to the test. Shop Minnesota family-owned WarnerStellian.com.
Call Zero Res now and take advantage of the Spring Flash sale and get a free hallway with any of their carpet cleaning packages with 3-room Zero Resified starting at just $129. Don't wait for the weather. Book now to beat the rush. 952-ZERO-RES or ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Hey, it's Tom. Since 2009, All Energy Solar has been providing solar energy solutions to customers. With fully licensed electricians and installers, you can be sure that your solar installation will go smoothly. The team at All Energy Solar understands that every customer is unique. They'll take the time to survey and understand your property to find a solar solution that works for you. One of the biggest advantages of going solar is the opportunity to take advantage of the many solar incentives available. But it can often be confusing to know what you're qualified for. All Energy Solar professionals will help you find out what savings you can apply for and even help with your applications. This is especially important since many rebate programs have limited capacity and are first come, first serve. So it's important to have a professional on your side who will make sure you get every eligible rebate. Get a free no obligation assessment from All Energy Solar's commercial solar specialists by calling 800-620-3370 or visit allenergysolar.com.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl. Howl!
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Clear tonight with a low of 37, then sunshine Tuesday with a high of 58. Spring has arrived, and it's time to take a good look at your lawn. If there are bare spots or brown patches, Natural Lawn can help. For over 30 years, Natural Lawn has taken an environmentally friendly approach to lawn care. Beat the summer rush and visit naturallawn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut any cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot, and we discuss local and national Native news and events. And as you know, Wendy, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Ooh, there it is. Oh. Hey, we just had that little meme or whatever they're called, not being a Gen Z. I don't know what the heck they're called, but hey, beautiful day in the neighborhood. We're mixing it up here a little bit here on Native Roots Radio, and we're going to start off with our Sacred Animal section. Very popular over these past 7 years. I learned something new every time, or almost every time, that you speak about our relatives with hooves, tails, and fins, and big noses like myself. And we really appreciate you. And I know when we're out and about in the community, people always have a lot of good things to say about your portion, Wendy.
I appreciate that. Hey, everybody. My name is Hanaji Hihani. That means cares for them. I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I'm a humane policy volunteer leader for the Humane Society of the United States, and I work on animal issues at the local and state level. And it's always my pleasure to do that. Robert, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Murphy the eagle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so Murphy the eagle, he is in a sanctuary at the World Bird Sanctuary in Missouri. And he's a big internet sensation because what happened was as soon as the weather started changing a couple of months ago, Murphy had it in his head that he wanted to be a father eagle. So he started incubating a rock. This poor bird, right? He really wanted. He's there. He's 31. He's 31 years old. He's been at the sanctuary most of his life because he was injured early on when he was a fledgling. So he's there for his whole life practically, but and he's never had a mate. And then this year, what happened was, I guess he was feeling a maternal need, and he started incubating a rock at the sanctuary. He built a little nest and on the ground and got a rock and sat on the rock and moved the rock around and fixed up the nest. And the people at the sanctuary kind of felt a little bad for him, because the rock wasn't ever going to hatch. And what was going to happen if Murphy, didn't have a little bird to take care of? But anyway, what happened was, just in the nick of time, a nest elsewhere fell over and an eaglet was found and needed a parent. So what they did was they kind of swapped out the rock while Murphy wasn't looking, and they put the little eaglet in there, and they're getting along just famously. So I've been watching almost every day, just kind of checking in to see what they're doing and everything. And they just put up an update that I want to share with everybody. So this is the World Bird Sanctuary in Missouri, and this is where Murphy lives with the little eaglet. So the little eaglet, they don't name the little eaglets. The eaglet actually has a number. It's called 23-126, and that's what they call the eaglet. They just say that they feel, since it's a wild animal and they will be releasing this little eaglet, that they feel like it's I don't know, it's like a superstition that they have that it's bad luck and they don't want to name it. So they just number it. Yeah, so it's 23-126. But here's a little update. I'm going to read a little bit from their Facebook page. And you could go on, you could just Google Eagle Murphy, and all these pictures come up, and you could they have videos, and it's really quite cute to watch. And as we know, many Native American people are in the Eagle clan. So there we go. Robert's about to sneeze. God bless you. Murphy has directly fed the eaglet only once that we know of, when they were first introduced. And we're not expecting him to feed the chick directly, as we prefer to see the chick eating on its own right now. Murphy does not sleep in the nest with the eaglet. So these are some questions that people call in and ask on the Facebook page. The eaglet will be banded before release. So it'll have a little bracelet around its little talon. So they could just keep an eye on him. And then flight training is very instinctual, but birds of prey tend to be a bit lazy. I think I talked about this the last time. So we'll make sure our eaglet is flying enough in our 200-foot flight enclosure to build muscle and learn to take off and land properly. We won't need to worry as much about imprinting at that point. You know what? I think here, there's a timeline. So I want to go over the timeline, what they plan on doing. So May 5th, which is coming up, the eaglet will be 6 weeks old and should be walking well and begin to tear food on its own. So that's really good. I think they have to chop it up for it right now, but he'll tear his own food. May 12th, perches will be added to existing enclosures so the eaglet can start branching. Wow. So they're going to start putting perches up. So yeah, May 19th, plan to start switching entirely to whole food. So on May 19th, the eaglet's going to have to tear at its own food and eat. And this is the sanctuary's way of preparing little 23-126 to fly on its own, right?
Oh,
Yeah, June 2nd, the eaglet will be 10 weeks, and they plan to move it to a large flight to start flight training. And we'll move Murphy in as well and provide him with lower perches because Murphy can't fly. Murphy has a broken wing and could never fly, so he just like walks around. And June 18th, which is Father's Day, that's the targeted release date, and they'll give details, and they're inviting the public to come and watch the release of the eaglet. A Murphy Rock Baby Eaglet t-shirt will be released on May 5th. So on May 5th, if you want to go on, which I probably will, get a Murphy Rock Baby Eaglet t-shirt, I'll go on and get. If you want to, you could donate to them. It takes a lot of money, right, to take care of these animals. A lot of expertise to come in. They have veterinarians and really good health care for the animals. So it's always good to do that. But a lot of people have also been kind of commenting that the enclosure where Murphy and the eaglet isn't really like a nice enclosure, right? Some have commented that Murphy and 23-126's current enclosure seems a bit drab and small for a bald eagle. Now, I never even saw that. I just saw this nice little place where they were, and I just thought, why would they even care? But apparently people are a little bit worried about that. But the people at the sanctuary said, you're right, it does appear to be both of these things. That is because these two are currently housed in the rehab enclosure. There are a lot of design differences between the rehab enclosure and the enclosures designed to permanently house our ambassador birds. And we would never choose to permanently house an eagle in something like that they're currently set up in. The enclosure that they're in is currently 8 by 36 feet. So I think that's pretty big. And they do get to see air and get to look outside. And the roof is pretty open, but they do put barriers up if the weather's bad. So I'll give you more updates on Murphy the eagle and the little eaglet 23-126.
Sure beats hanging with a rock.
I know, right? I think he's going to miss the eaglet after he's released, right?
Don't you think he'll be
sad?
Find him another one.
Yes.
Hey, up next, Dr. Stately. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. Peeny Gigi, Wendy.
Yeah, stay with us.
When we heal from our traumas,
when we face our fears,
let go of our addictions,
when we relearn our values,
when we live our teachings,
respecting our elders,
cherishing and honoring our children,
when we honor and take care of our spirit,
there will be no room left for sexual violence.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Your Blue Line Extension Project wants to hear from you. We are working on extending the Blue Line light rail into North Minneapolis, Robbinsdale, Crystal, and Brooklyn Park, and connecting it to our growing transit system. Tell us about your neighborhood, your business, your family, and what you need from your Blue Line. Learn more and share more of your story at yourblueline.org. That's yourblueline.org.
Hey, Ogama, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
I'm Angela Warner for Warner Stellian. Sometimes appliances break. Other times you spend years wishing they would. We get it. That's why right now we're paying you to upgrade with our trade-in sale. We'll pay you $50 for each appliance you replace. Our in-store specialists take out the guesswork of wondering what's the best one and which one will fit. Then Warner Stellian professional crews will deliver, install, and take your old stuff away, saving you time and money. So outsource your stress and shop family-owned Warner Stellian.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Hey, we got Dr. Stately coming on very soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's heading home and getting ready and getting his
Yeah, it's hard when you're
open.
getting home from work and you're.
Well, I saw him earlier today, and
Mhm.
what I'd like to say, Wendy, is happy Native American Heritage Month. I saw him at the opening parade today. I also saw our Hinu, which is our first daughter, Jaleesa, in the new Native Theater. Had a float out there, Wendy, along with, and I'm not sure if they won or what, but it was exciting to see them. And just a quick shout out to the play. It's just an amazing thing at New Native Theater.
Yeah. So Jaleesa, our daughter, my stepdaughter, plays Lucille in This Is How We Got Here. And it's, I'm going to bring up the poster here. It's the first time here in the United States. It started April 19th and it's running through May 7th. And it's at Dreamland Arts, 677 Hamlin Avenue North in St. Paul. And you could go and check it out and find out the times of the showings. But it's really an amazing production.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Jaleesa did a really superb job.
Well, there's four
really-
characters, and
Yeah.
it was like well done. That's all I have to
Mhm.
say. And the story's intense, and it's an award-winning
Mhm.
Tonys. They don't have Tonys in Canada, but that's the awards that they won
Yeah.
for this play, and it was well done. And there's a lot of little nuances for me as a Native American that we talked
Mhm.
about, and I won't give it away, but it's the last week of the show.
Mhm.
Dr. Stately from Native American, the CEO of Native American Community Clinic in Minneapolis, Twin Cities, is with us. And it was great seeing you and parading with you today. Oh,
Parading, right? It's the first time I've paraded in quite some time, actually. So apparently, it's like riding a bicycle. You really don't ever forget how to parade after you've done it once. So.
well, it was good.
Yeah.
I think we were in step a few times, and then people were listening to our conversation, so we had to I had to yell at
Right?
people,
I know. It's
people,
like
and
who knows? Like when you're in a parade and the people are actually listening to you.
it's funny.
It was nice visiting, though. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great seeing you and talking about a lot of community stuff. And it was funny too. If Wendy would have been there, she would have said the name too, just like our youngster turned around and said, "This person you're talking about," and it's like, "Oh yeah, that's it. Why are you listening to our conversation?"
It's kind of like a reminder, it's like that you have to be mindful of, like, everybody has ears and they can all use them, but but also it's like how, like, I'm always talking, like, and then all of a sudden because I don't think my kids are listening to me or whatever, and I'm talking, and then all of a sudden they'll pop up and they'll be like, have a comment, or they'll have a question. I'll be like, what are you doing listening to me?
Right.
You never listen to me.
Exactly. They have selective hearing, and I think I did when I was young too, because that's where I got that term.
What do you mean? When you were
Yeah.
young, you still do?
Easy, Wendy.
I bet he doesn't suffer from selective mutism, though.
You're going to have a domestic over the air.
We have a Dr. Stately here who could probably facilitate this.
Yeah, we could arrange a little fundraising event here, like a little match, a little fundraising match for NAC. That would be a lot of fun, actually. Anyway, yeah, it was a beautiful day for a parade. Other than how windy it was, good Lord, I was like, for a moment there, I thought I was, an extra in Wizard of Oz. not the
My
munchkin.
toupee was getting loose.
I know, right? Yeah, his toupee was coming loose. I told him to talk to you and have you sew some braids into a hat for him so that you can just wear it all the time. So.
What do you think? Wear a hat and put some braids in there. I used to have one. Never mind. Go ahead. It's probably in the basement.
Sweet Lord, that's funny. Yeah, no, it was a beautiful day for a parade. It was really nice to see all the people out and the floats. It was really nice. Knack had a little unchika, a little pitiful float that we put together at the last minute. It was, one of my staff. I was like, I'm ready to walk out the door to walk to the park and meet everybody at Little Earth, and they're like, do you want to ride in the truck? I was like, the truck? We have we have a float. I'm like, we do. It's an example of how things function there. And I'm always the last one to know what we're doing at the clinic. It's like, oh, we have a float. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, we're doing that. Yeah. But it was cool. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely fun. And it was great to see, again, things are opening up slowly, and it was great to see the community out there and a lot of young ones and out there enjoying ourselves like we do.
Yeah, there were a lot of it was nice to see people I hadn't seen in a while. I saw a cousin I hadn't seen in years.
Oh, wow.
He is in early recovery. He was telling me all about like how he's doing. He's in training to be a peer recovery coach. It was like kind of really cool to hear and see all that. So yeah. Saw a couple people I hadn't seen in a while, and I was like, you never want to say like, oh my gosh, you're here, still here. I thought you were not with us anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
We saw those ho chunks too. There was 30 of them.
There was like, yeah. There were 30 or 40 of them or so, depending on your arithmetic skills.
Yeah, thank you. We saw 3 right away, Wendy, and I said, there's so many ho chunks here. 33.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, it was a really lovely day, and great day. May 1st, May Day, also kickoff for the American Indian Month. I know that people probably are wondering, like, well, where can I hear about or see about all the things that are happening in the community? There's a couple places you can look. There's the Metropolitan Urban Indian Directors Group, also called the MUD Group, MUID. They have a Facebook page, and they also have a website, and you can see all of the things that are happening in both the Minneapolis and St. Paul, so the Twin Cities area, for the month of May that's been publicly announced. And then there's a calendar at the Circle and also at circle.org, I think. So their online footprint, a few places you can see things. And this is the month where everybody gets out, we go places, we see each other, we do what we do in Indian country, which is we support each other and we socialize, and there's laughter and there's joke telling and there's, getting to taste really good food, and just a really wonderful time of the year. So leading
kind of the kickoff of powwow season too, in a way, outdoor powwows.
Dr. Stately just froze.
Jeez. I wonder if he would know if we were talking about him or not. Oh, there he's back. Hey,
he's back. He's unfrozen.
No, he's frozen again. There he is. All right. Yeah. It's reminded me of that old Saturday Night Live skit, Unfrozen or Frozen Caveman. And it's like Frozen Indian over here. Do you remember the Saturday Night Live skit?
No.
No, you know.
Yeah. I'm not that old, actually. So.
Oh, come on. They were trying to give you a plate today.
Just for you listening audience, when Robert said they tried to give you a plate today, that means that the younger generation will give elders the food first, feed them first. So that's what that reference is.
They wanted to give me 2, and hold on there. I'm not that old.
It's true, actually. Yeah. I told him, I said, like, I still can, I don't have any replaced hips or anything like that. I said, I can walk and get my own plate. happy to do that. So, but yes, Robert, you should have someone bring you your plate.
Got a couple of them,
It's like the comedy hour of Native Roots Radio. I love it.
Hey, speaking of comedy hour, did you see that they had the Indian comedy thing this last weekend? I think it was.
Yeah, we had Patricia Cook on that earlier that week.
Yeah,
She
I was
awesome.
so disappointed I missed that. I was like, dang it. I really I never get to go to stuff like that, because guess where do you think Dr. Stately would have been on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday evening?
Hockey.
Just hockey, yes, because nothing else in the state of Minnesota exists other than hockey. But yes.
Wow. Well, you got two young warriors that are awesome at hockey, and it's just you're a great father to support them, and
they're having a good time. So,
yeah.
I think of it as an investment in their future, and I can't think of it any other way. Otherwise, it would really bother me.
Oh, it's good that Dr. Stately and I should say, both think we're pretty funny. So that's a good Monday night or Monday night show routine here with the doctor and the pilot.
Yes, I do.
Anyway, yeah, and for those of you that don't think we're funny, stay tuned, because we'll have a serious conversation when you come back.
Good segue. Really good segue. You've been on the show for 3 years. That was a great segue. Hey, you're listening.
Been that long already? Holy moon.
Okay. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we'll be right back with Dr. Stately after this short break.
Stay with us.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we have wood stoves that qualify for the new 30% income tax credit. A great opportunity to get an efficient stove and heat with renewable energy.
Right now, avoid supply chain delays, avoid the fall rush, avoid bad weather installation, and save money because we are now discounting the price on all chimney parts you need for installation for any of Woodland's new stoves and fireplaces.
We can help you with the stove and the chimney planning. Want to do it yourself? We will help you determine all the parts needed with our installation know-how. We have been installing wood stoves and fireplaces for over 45 years.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood, gas, and electric units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. Save money. Take advantage of the spring and summer chimney discounts when you buy any fireplace product right now at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces.
Hi, this is Chad from AM 950. Snap Construction is arguably the most well-reviewed roofing, siding, window, and insulation contractor in the metro. Ryan is so excited about working with AM 950 and our listeners that he wants to help us grow.
This is Ryan, owner of Snap Construction. I was friends with Chad long before I started marketing with him. I was a bit skeptical of radio advertising before Chad convinced us to run ads. The advertising's been so successful, we want to help the station grow. We've absolutely loved working with the listeners of AM 950, and we all know how extremely important this radio station is to the community. To help AM 950 grow, Snap Construction will be putting up proceeds to assist the station in marketing on social media. Snap Construction encourages you to follow, engage, share, and interact on the AM 950 social media platforms. Together, we can all work to ensure AM 950 continues to thrive and grow in our communities. We stand by our work with a lifetime craftsmanship guarantee. For a free estimate or more information on our financing, call 612-333-SNAP or check us out online.
Hey, it's Patrick. If you love your home, then you know it's a place that's so much more than just a place to keep your stuff. It's a place where some of the most treasured memories of your life have been made and will continue to be made. If you love your home, then you know there is only one carpet cleaning company to trust with your carpet, tile, and upholstery and your air duct cleaning, and that's My Cleaning Heroes at Zero Res. If you haven't tried out Zero Res or it's been months since your last deep clean, then now is the time to call and take advantage of the spring flash sale and get a free hallway with any of our carpet cleaning packages with 3-room Zero Resified starting at just $129. Don't wait for the weather. Book now to beat the rush. Call Zero Res right now, 952-ZERO-RES, or go online to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Zero Res, backward or forward, spells the same. With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Clear tonight with a low of 37, then sunshine Tuesday with a high of 58. Latunji's Palette is a social enterprise business built with purpose and fortified with love. Discover the best peach cobbler in the world at Latunji's Palette, 1400 Park Avenue South in Minneapolis. Visit the website at latunjispalette.com.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. This is Spirit from Reservation Dogs. Get up and listen.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by MN350, a grassroots organization fighting for climate justice.
Hey, we're here with Dr. Stately, the CEO of Native American Community Clinic in Minneapolis and Minnesota here, and also my comedy partner here on Monday nights sometimes. But we want to switch the gears a little bit here, Dr. Stately, and talk a little bit about what you'd like to talk about, because Wendy always reminds me that you guys have, I should ask you what you want to talk about. So that's a good one, Wendy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could joke with you all day. You're a lot of fun to spar with. But I think one of the things I wanted to mention here was like NAC, and so NAC does have a open house coming up on May 19th in a couple weeks, 2 Fridays from this Friday. And that would be our contribution to American Indian Month, from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. We're gonna have some good food, so show up early because food goes early all the time. But also, it's our 20th anniversary as a clinic, and so we're gonna also, from noon to 1, we're gonna do an honoring for our founders. So we're gonna honor the founders of NAC, including the 4 or 5 staff, I think, that started the clinic back in 2003, the providers, and we're also going to honor two board members, 2 founding board members that are no longer with us. Larry Leventhal, the great activist lawyer that helped AIM and a bunch of Native organizations get established, including NAC, and also Clyde Belcourt, who passed last year, and their families will be in visiting us in person to sort of like be, receive their recognition. We have like certificates and small gifts for them. And then the second half of that hour, we are going to unveil our plan for our new building that we're launching and that we're building in 2025. That'll be exciting opportunity for us to acknowledge and thank the people who have partnered with us on the new building, including our housing partner, Wellington Management Incorporated, and then also thank the senators and the representatives, Omar and Senators Smith and Klobuchar, who helped get us federal fundings to support our clinic expansion, and all of the other people locally who've kind of contributed to that. So it's going to be a great day, lots of fun. Hopefully no rain. Hopefully it'll be no rain and no wind. I'm hoping it will be less windy. So yeah. But
well,
that's great. Congratulations.
That's
really.
a huge
Yeah,
update.
it's exciting.
That is
It
huge.
is really exciting. And reaching out to Larry Leventhal's family, I had to look him up. I had to go, troll. I looked, contacted some people. Some people said, "Oh, look at the surviving relatives in the obituary." So I looked that up on the Star and Trib. He died in 2016 or January 2017, right after I started at the clinic. And I found a relative of his on Facebook and reached out to her, and we had a really nice conversation a couple weeks ago. It was nice to talk to his sister, and maybe she and his grandchildren will come with her on the 19th. But it was nice to share stories of Larry. I was able to acknowledge his contribution to NAC, but I also was able to tell her that her brother Larry was really helpful in my early life. I was a young man, about 22, I think, when I got charged with the DUI right before I got clean and sober, and Larry helped me to sort of manage that violation, and helped me clean up my record and a few other things. He was a really good friend of my mother's, who was on the board of the Indian Center at the time, and so he's just a good man, and it's a great opportunity to acknowledge him. And of course, Clyde, my uncle Clyde Belcourt, his children, Susie and Crow, and Wolf will be there to acknowledge their father's contribution to NAC and so many other institutions that he helped, that AIM helped to establish. So it'll be a great day.
Yeah, so blessed the last 4 or 5 years of his life that maybe even a little longer than that I was able to hang out with Clyde Belcourt. Have him call me up in the middle of the day and wonder what I'm doing, and how he used to do that to everybody, and especially during COVID when he would not be able to be out and about like he was for so many years. It was probably driving him crazy, and he was on the phone all the time calling people, going, "What are you doing? What's up?" And telling stories about the old days.
Yeah, he was, those last 4 or 5 years of his life, he would come to the clinic regularly because we were his healthcare provider. He could have went anywhere, but he came to us, and him and Peg, and they'd always come together and get their annual checkups and any other things that they needed. And it was just really nice to see him. Whenever he would be in the clinic, he'd make a point of trying to find me or send somebody to get me, and I'd go and examine him and sit and visit with him a while and catch up on him and the family. And he'd tell me some old time stories, or he'd say, "Hey, remember when this happened?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's kind of cool." So it's just he'll always be really special to me in my have a special place in my heart and in my memories in my life. So I'm really excited to be able to.
Your mother was very involved with the American Indian movement, and I saw some post just recently that you were celebrating. Was it her anniversary of her birthday that I saw?
No, I posted on April 27th. That was the 35th anniversary of her passing. So she died on April 27th, 1988. And that was a rough day for me, actually. I didn't really realize it was last Thursday. And I was just kind of having a rough day generally. There was a few things that were challenging, and also just sort of I kind of was walking around feeling a certain kind of way, and a little bit weepy, and I didn't really none of it really sort of kind of made a lot of sense to me. I was trying to figure out what was going on with me, and then I realized right around 4:30 or 5, I think, I was like, oh my gosh, it's April 27th. My mom passed away 35 years ago today. And so, she was my mother, of course, and I love her dearly, and I miss her, and I have a challenging job, and I have a challenging position in my role at NAC as a community leader, and a lot of responsibilities, and I don't always make the right choices. I try to do my best to make the right choices and decisions, and I really tried to, I think I put in my post, I said, I always ask myself, what would my mother say, or what would my mother do, right? And because she was a really respected community leader for so long, and she really, I think, taught me through example how to show up and be a leader in the community. And and so it was just a tough day. So then I realized, it's this day, and so it was, I made a post about it, and she'll always, it's nice to hear people's comments. People commented your mother would be very proud of you,
right?
those kinds of things. And that certainly does, feel good to hear that. I think my desire to make her proud of me and my desire to sort of follow in her footsteps and make her, keep her memory alive and also contribute meaningfully to the community is a big motivation for me. So it's just kind of nice to hear. But yes.
Well, you have Dr. Stately, and I'm sure your mother's super proud of you. I know we're proud to know you here at Native Roots Radio.
Thank you.
Specifically, Wendy and I, we talk good things about you all the time. I noticed too, and I know you're a humble man, and I'm proud of my humility, so I like to tell people about it. But you had just won an award, and
I did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot
Wendy,
about that.
please
Yeah.
stop laughing at those jokes, but I appreciate you laughing at that. Tell us a little bit about that award. That was amazing.
Oh, well, thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, I won an award from the University of Minnesota, the Board of Regents. They acknowledged they gave me the 2023 community engagement recognition for my community engagement with the university. So the award that they give, they said it's one of their most prestigious awards that they give, and it really has to do, I think, with the work that I've done to engage I developed strategic partnerships and research, specifically in the work that we're doing at the clinic around the integration of traditional healing and cultural healing into like medicine and Western healthcare structures. It's been a really interesting couple of years since we've done some really good, great projects together. Looking forward to building out that relationship with the University of Minnesota. I'm a principal investigator on a project that we do together under this research center that is called the C2 Dream Center, Center for Chronic Disease and health elimination of health disparities reduction project. And it's one of 11 centers across the United States that's been funded on this one mechanism, and we're the only Native American project in all of the 11 centers. And so it's kind of I also got an email from people at the White House. They want regular updates about my project because they're really interested. It's around youth physical activity and healthy eating. So we have a pilot that we just launched over in American Indian Magnet School at Flipside, their after school program, and we'll be launching a longer project up in Minneapolis Public Schools next year. And just like, this work I do, it's like, to me, it's interesting. It feels good to be acknowledged for it, but it's also just stuff I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. And I really enjoy it a lot. So.
Yeah, and Flipside's a great program. I know I worked with them.
They're great.
Drumline after school for with Marianne and the group out there. That's exciting, and there's a lot of traction there, and they do good work out there.
Yeah. And I'm really proud of that project. That project is all designed to demonstrate that, Native people, our dance, our music, our movement, our ceremonies, our practices, our cultural food, our traditional foods, all those things give us health, and they make us alive and thriving, right? So we don't really need anything from Western medicine that we can't do for ourselves, and we just need to show the evidence that works, and that's really what that project is about.
Well, we're here with Dr. Stately of Native American Community Clinic here in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, and we're really happy to have him on as always. And it's been a kind of a celebration today, a happy Native American Indian Month, and we'll be right back with Dr. Stately.
Stay with us. Hey, Ogama, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. Your work keeps our water clean, improves the soil, and enhances wildlife habitat. It also provides countless benefits, not just for you and your family, but for millions of Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. Thank you for being stewards of America's prairie for all of us. Take a moment to find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
I love my Toyota vehicles, so when I have to get service done, there's only one place I go. Rudy Luther Toyota. They know Toyotas inside and out. It starts with them checking your alignment and tire treads with the Hunter Quick Check Drive Inspection Service. Oil changes, tires, batteries, wipers, no matter what you need done, they can help you with reliable Toyota parts and the best service team in Minnesota. Check their website, rudyluthertoyota.com, for service and parts specials just for your Toyota vehicles. Get your Toyota serviced at Rudy Luther Toyota, 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
We're waiting for everybody's dog, including Dr. Stately's dog, to howl.
He has in
Not
the
you.
past.
Right.
Yeah, not you, boo-boo. Sit down, sit down.
Oh.
Aw.
Well, Dr. Staley, I just have to say this. We met a few years ago, and I know you supported St. Paul, especially during the beginning of COVID with shots. And I just heard nothing but good things about you. And it's so cool to have you on the show and have you on the show so frequently. But I see you in the community all the time. And wow, that's important. And all the awards or whatever, but you just being in the community, people coming up to you all the time, and you know, that's really important. And I just want to throw that out to you.
Well, thank you. You know, it's one of my favorite things about my job is that I get to be in the community, you know, the community that I was born and raised in. And, you know, I left here when I was 22 years old, like not too long after I got clean and sober, or 23, I think, right after I had that DUI. And I moved to Los Angeles, and I lived there for 18 years. And then I lived in Seattle for 5, and then came back after my sons were born, to work and to raise them here. And, you know, the 2016, life-changing for me. I got the job at the Native American Community Clinic. And so I've been there ever since. And, you know, my favorite thing about the job is really being in the community. My favorite thing is, like, you know, I look forward to springtime and summer and fall when I can, like, you know, walk down Franklin Avenue. I could go over to Gatherings Cafe and have lunch. I can stop at Powell Grounds and have coffee, and I can, you know, see everybody and anybody in the community that I haven't seen. You know, I could not have seen them for 20, 30 years since I was in high school, or I could have seen them last week. And the conversations are always really wonderful. And, you know, people give me feedback about the clinic. That's where I get some of my ideas about, like, the things that we kind of take care of and tend to. And there's really, it's a really wonderful experience to be there. You know, I tell people all of the time that, you know, Franklin Avenue, the Ave raised me into the man I am. So, you know, they raised me literally and figuratively, and it still continues to contribute greatly to, you know, who I am and my identity as a Native man, you know, and the work that I do, but also greatly into, like, my, you know, my very fiber of my being and who I am. So, you know, I was born and raised in South Minneapolis, and you know, my heart will always be there. My heart will always be with that community and with my people there. And they are my relatives, you know, and many of them are my actual blood relatives. A lot of the people that come to the clinic are my blood relatives. I tell my staff that all the time. They're not just, like, you know, like, oh, Machaki Oasin, we're all related. They are actually my relatives, you know, so.
Yeah, like Ho Chunk, I'm related to everyone. I was joking with Representative Daniel DeLong, and I said we're related, and I was just kind of kidding. And then she came back to me like a couple days later and asked her mom. She said, "Wow, we are related." I was like, "What the heck? We're all related."
I was gonna make a Facebook post when Jerry Springer died the other day, and I was gonna post this on Facebook. I might still do it, but I was gonna say like, all you Native men who are wondering like, if you had any children out there that you didn't know about, like, now that he's dead, and all the information will come out, and you're gonna find out you had kids you didn't know about. The transcripts will be released.
I'm sure Jerry Springer has a whole pile of envelopes that haven't been opened yet.
Yeah. Like, is Rob Stately my dad? I want to know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well,
anyway,
and it's funny too, not to digress here, but I will, is Oprah was just as bad as him when she first started, and then she just said, I'm not doing this anymore after like being national for 5 years. And to give her
really?
credit, she didn't.
Huh? I don't remember that. I just remember her giving away cars all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And envelopes under the seat. Yes.
Yeah. That'll be me at our open house. You get an Indian taco, and you get an Indian taco.
Yeah.
Until they run out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait. Can you maybe talk about the 19th again, real quick?
Yeah, no. So NAC's open house will be May 19th, 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. We're gonna have a lot of really fun stuff to do. There'll be swag to have, and a few other things, and we're gonna honor the founding members of NAC, Native American Community Clinic. So the 4 or 5 providers that established NAC back in 2003, and then the two of the founding board members, Larry Leventhal and Clyde Belcourt. And then we're also going to unveil our plans for our new building and kind of announce it publicly that day. So pretty exciting, very, very exciting day and time for me. So, and yeah, charting a new path forward. So
yeah, is that what the t-shirts are going to say that you're going to give me?
No, I think I don't know I think our annual, so every year we do our open house, we do a new t-shirt, and this one has a really beautiful design by my niece, Natchez Bolio, who actually works in our community health department. But she designed a really beautiful Ojibwe floral design with a beaver on it. And also our open house, we also pick one of the 7 grandfather teachings or a Dakota value to sort of kind of represent our theme for that year. And so I think I forget what the this one's the beaver. So and I think it's like humility or something like that. Yeah. So
is that what the beaver stands for?
I think so. Humility, yeah.
That's
busy as a beaver, just put your head down and work. So being such a humble man, I'll make sure you get a t-shirt, because you'll need one.
Well, I was just thinking I need to go there.
Announce it to everybody.
I'm going to stop talking about it and get there early.
Yeah, and come early too if you want lunch, because
frozen.
He's frozen.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's okay. I mean, yeah, we all have been frozen.
Sorry.
There we
go. We're gonna have 2 food trucks, two different food trucks.
What?
Yeah. Hey, it's our 20th anniversary. We got to go big.
Oh,
go bigger, go home.
That's cool. Is Trickster gonna be there?
I think Trickster might be one. Yeah. So.
They are awesome, and they're really blowing up. I really former student of mine at Harding High School is the owner of that, him and his wife, and really happy and proud to see them. They're super nice people, and good things are happening for them. So that'd be great if they're there.
Yeah, yeah. You know what is so amazing? Like I was just thinking about this, like then you reminded me when you're talking about this. Like when I was a kid, like in the 70s and 80s, there was we had such a dearth of that kind of stuff. Like we have so many indigenous businesses. My brother Charlie, owner and operator of Windland Indian Crafts, he was like one of the first native mercantiles on Franklin Avenue, the longest operating one now, 46 years old, 46 years on the Ave, I think. But now we have so many of them, and they're just so amazing. Like we are, it's just a testament to who we are as people, that we are, we're artists, we're mercantiles, we're entrepreneurs, we're innovators, we're scientists, we're great thinkers, right? So we contribute greatly to the world. So it's a constant.
What a great way! What a great way to end the show, Dr. Stately. We really appreciate all you had to say, as always. And you're up there as one of the top 5 people that come on the show every week.
Thank you.
Right on. Hey, if you're listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plenty Coops, the ground in which we stand on, it's sacred crown. It's sacred ground. It's the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, and run for office. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
Free Leonard Peltier.
Now.